Hello my loves, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. My name is Jess, welcome to a new video. It's November 1st today, which means we are running out of time for fall tutorials, guys. We are moving towards winter. So today is gonna be my final fall tutorial. I'm going to film it with this guy right here. This is the NATASHA DENONA Bronze Palette. The perfect fall palette, if you ask me. These tones just scream fall. You guys, welcome to the video. I already have all my skincare on. I did it quite a while ago, but my skin's feeling still quite hydrated. Since we're filming with the NATASHA DENONA shadows today, I always like to start with my eyes just in case there's any fallout. The shadows can tend to be a little fallout-y. I'm just gonna start real quick with some Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. I don't really have a plan in mind for this look. I just kind of feel like playing with some warm fall tones today. So I'm just gonna kind of wing it and just see how we feel as we go throughout the look. One of my favorite colors in this palette is this one right here. It's called Magma. It's a really beautiful, ruddy toned, rich brown. I think I'm gonna start with that and go all over the lid with it. Isn't that such a pretty color? Okay, so I just spent a solid 3 minutes just blending that out. Just really wanted it to feel blended, soft, and smoky. So I'm gonna leave it there for now. The palette has this really pretty color in it called Bliss. It's down on the bottom here. Let me swatch it for you because I feel like it doesn't do it much justice in the pan. There it is on my finger. See, it has like a gold, pink, orange shift to it. It's a really fun shade. That's it swatched. I'm pretty terrible at swatching, you guys, so forgive me, but you can see how it kind of shifts depending on the light that it's in. It's really fun. And I'm wondering how that would look over top of this reddy brown. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and just try it, see what happens. Got it packed onto my brush pretty densely here. Because it's a lighter color, I want it to show up. Okay, so there's almost a green shimmer in there too. I think the gold is kind of a greeny gold, and it's really that green shimmer that's standing out. I wonder if you can even see that. Try to zoom in to show you. But yeah, it really just looks like a kind of green sparkle. A really finely milled green sparkle, which is interesting, but it's feeling very Christmassy. So I want to bring back some of the fall vibes. So in order to do that, I think all we need is a little bit of gold sparkle. So I'm going to take this color right at the end here, True Bronze, and add some of that to the center of the lid. I like that better than like that greeny golden shimmer from the Bliss color. I think was really pretty and was like fun over top of the smoked out reddy brown, but I don't think it's like what I really wanted for this look. I wanted to really have a fall feel. So I'm gonna take True Bronze again and just go right over top of the Bliss color. So that we have this nice sparkle all over the lid. And then back in with Magma, which was the first color we used. I'm going to just intensify that on the outer corner here. So I'm using a brush that's a little bit more dense than the first one that I used, and that's going to help the color be more pigmented and more intense. And I'm gonna start by tapping that onto the outer corner of my eye. And then once I have the pigment kind of placed where I want it, then I can start to slowly just buff out the edges a bit. Okay, so I'm thinking I want to do a bit of a brown smoky eyeliner. So I'm going to take my Charlotte Tilbury Rock & Cool pencil. This is in the color Barbarella Brown, and I'm just gonna run that across my lid. I don't like to really hold my eye taut like that. It's not very good for it, and I normally don't, but once my pencil gets so small, I lose a lot of control with it, and so then I gain back that control by holding my eye a little bit tight on the corner there. And before that liner has too much time to set, I'm going to blend it out with a little shader brush so that it's softer. And then with whatever pigment has picked up on my brush from blending it, I'm gonna use that to just add a little wing. So it's really soft and smoky. It doesn't even really look like a wing. It's like an essence of a wing, just to give my eye that little lift on that outer corner. And it is a mess over here. We're gonna clean that all up. That's why we started with eyes. Okay, I'm loving this. It is very dark and delicious and fall toned. This time of fall where the leaves are all getting really dark and starting to fall off the trees, like I feel like this is the tones, you know? I am not feeling like putting on lashes today, but let's see what happens. I'm gonna load on the mascara and give my lashes a curl. And then once that's done, I can determine whether or not I want to stick a pair of lashes on. Usually with eye makeup this dramatic, a lash is really beneficial, but I'm not feeling like it today. So let me put on about 10 coats of this Urban Decay Perversion mascara, and then we'll come back and figure out what we want to do with that. And we're back, coated with mascara, and I'm happy with that. I don't feel like I need to put lashes on. So I'm gonna keep moving. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up underneath my eyes. Just being really careful on this side not to take off too much of the shadow, but to clean it up. Okay, let's get a little foundation on, shall we? That's really gonna bring this look to life. I think today I'm gonna use my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation. And like I said, my base is already quite hydrated, so I'm not going to add anything else to it. So I just got the foundation on the back of my hand, and I'm going to go ahead and start buffing it into the skin with my beauty blender. I kept putting off filming this look today because I just did not feel like putting foundation on. Ever since I fell in love with tinted moisturizer in the summer, I just dread putting on foundation for videos. It literally makes me not film videos some days, you guys. It's crazy. But when your eyes are this dramatic, like, you have to put foundation on. I mean, you don't have to, you can do whatever you want, but for the look I'm going for, I want a nice flawless base. So here we are. But damn, a nice full coverage foundation sure feels good. My skin's been feeling quite dry recently, so I've been working really hard on just pumping it full of moisture with my skincare, and I can tell a difference. This is a drier foundation, and it's not looking too dry, which is great. I am just gonna build the coverage up where I have a teeny bit of redness poking through. This foundation is really neat. I talk about this in the big review that I did about it like a couple years ago when I first got it, but it looks and feels and acts like a matte foundation, but look at that. Look at all of that glow that comes through. Like, my skin still looks and feels alive and hydrated and healthy and glowy, but I'm wearing a matte foundation. It's so interesting. It's a great formula from Charlotte. Okay, I'm gonna skip color corrector today just because I don't feel like putting it on. And I'm gonna go right in with concealer. I'm mixing two different ones right now just because I'm kind of in between shades. This one is in shade 30 and the Hourglass is in the shade Silk. So I take the darker concealer and just place that a little bit further down on my face. And for the lighter concealer, I bring that up higher, closer to the eye. So we want it to be sort of brightest right on that inner corner and then kind of spread out a bit, if that makes sense to you. And I'm just gonna be really careful blending this out so that I don't damage any of this blending over here. Sometimes I'll do majority of the work with my sponge and then come in with a concealer brush just to get right up to this line here, just for that little bit of extra precision. And I'm gonna set that concealer with my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finishing Powder. So I want to finish up these eyes, and to do so, I think all I'm going to do is go back into Magma, that matte Ready Brown that we've been using. And I'm going to use that to really smoke out this lower lash line. I'm thinking I want to go from the outer corner all the way across and bring it right to the inner corner. And then as I was doing that, I was just really feeling like I wanted to bring the brown eyeliner into the look a little bit more. So I'm actually going to use brown to tightline and put it in my waterline as well. I have not been using dark colors in my waterline at all. I've been loving like a white or nude waterline for probably the last 2 years at this point. So I don't do this much anymore, but it's calling out to me today. Feels like an old version of myself to have that dark waterline like that. So pretty much all this needs besides an inner corner highlight is a little bit of lower lash line mascara. So let me quickly add some of that. And that's pretty much the eyes done. I love that color Magma, the Ready Brown on the outer corner. It's just so rich and pigmented and it blends out so well. It's such an incredible shade. I think definitely one of my favorites in the palette for sure. Let's move on, shall we? I want to bronze up my skin a bit. I think to go along with sort of the warmer fall tones that I'm feeling today, I'm going to use a nice warm bronzer. So this is my Dior bronzer. It's the Nude Air 001, but it was limited edition, so I haven't been able to find it to link it for you guys. But any warm toned bronzer will do. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and highlight really quickly while I'm here as well. I'm gonna use this little Dior Backstage Glow face palette that I got for Christmas last year from Will. This is in 005, which is limited edition, but they have some really nice ones of these that are permanent, so I'll link them down below if you guys want to check them out. I really enjoy these highlights. They're quite a different formula from any of the other highlights that I have, and I just feel like the tones in here are kind of perfect for this look. So I'm mostly mixing these two colors right here, but I'll just really lightly dip into this gold as well. Add that to the tops of my cheekbones. And then with the lightest shade in the palette, I will highlight the inner corner of my eye. I'm going to fill my brows in really quickly. I've changed up how I've been doing them a little bit, and I walked you guys through it in my last video, my Get Ready With Me video. So if you haven't seen that video yet and you're interested in how I've been doing my brows, you can go and check it out. But I'm going to snap to finish the brows. Brows are on. Okay guys, I'm loving how this look is coming out. I feel very pretty in it. It feels very me. I pretty much just have blush and lips left to do, and I'm thinking for my blush today, I'm gonna use this guy right here. I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna keep this in my personal collection or move it over to my makeup kit. This is in the color Walk of No Shame. It's from Charlotte Tilbury, and I just feel like it's a little too dark for me. I think it's maybe meant for a deeper skin tone than mine, and yeah, every time I wear it, I feel like I just have to do so much blending. So I've just been experimenting with it with a couple of different looks recently just to see. Luckily, I can just move it over to my makeup kit, and then I can actually use it on people who have a deeper skin tone. For now, let's see how it goes with this look. Because it's so dark, I want to really just make sure I keep it quite high on my cheek. I don't want to have it too far down because that will really pull my face down, especially with a deeper shade. So I'm almost gonna kind of go in this area where I put the highlighter, but also bring it onto the apple of my cheek a bit. See, it's just quite dark. But I really like the color, so it's hard to give it up. Okay, and then now that it's on there, I'm gonna blend it out with a duo fiber brush. Again, just keeping it nice and high on the cheek. It's a great tone, I just don't know if it's meant for me. It goes well with this look. There's a lot of drama happening here. And then for lips, you guys, I'm gonna finish them off with my favorite fall lip, and it's gonna match this cheek really nicely. I'm going to start with this Charlotte Tilbury lip liner in Walk of Shame, also known as Walk of No Shame. I have an old one. And then I'm going to use the Collagen Lip Bath in the color Walk of No Shame. I love this. I've been wearing it a ton lately. It's so hydrating and moisturizing, and it's just the perfect fall color. I'm pretty sure I used all luxury makeup in this video, so I might end up having to title it a luxury fall tutorial. That was not on purpose. A lot of my makeup is just on the higher end, so that kind of happens sometimes. But there we go, guys. That is the finished look. You can set it with some setting spray if you want to. I love it. It is very fall, very vamp. These warm red tones, I feel, really bring out the green in my eyes. Yeah, I'm really happy with this. I hope you guys like it too. If you guys liked this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. I'll link some of my other fall tutorials in the description box down below. If you haven't seen them yet, you can go and check them out. Subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.